Hi guys, it's Alec here. A few tips on pivots. All right, so in this drill down that I've got here in front of me, it's a table. There are 174 columns and there are 4,000 rows of data in here. So when we create a pivot, what do we do? So a table already understands if you put it into a pivot that you want to pivot the whole body of data. So it's not going to ask you, do you want to create this or convert this into a table? It already knows I want to use this table. So when I create a pivot over here, there's a few things that creates quite a bit of frustration, and that can make your life a lot easier. Okay, so let me show you quickly how that works. I'm just going to draw in a few fields here. It's always important to know your field names when you work with a pivot. I'm going to draw the amount in here. So there, for instance, is an amount, and it's already difficult to read. So you can either convert this now into a number with decimals, but I'll show you just a little bit later how I do that also fast if you've forgotten about this, because we often tend to forget about it when it's still in the single cell format. All right, so let me just take another field here called calendar slicer. If I throw that across the table, it's nicely already structured because these are date formats. So it structures it A to Z, but it reads it nicely as a calendar because we've structured those formats in a way that is a sequential format 1, 2, 3 or ABC. Then if I go here at the bottom, let's say for instance I want to have the entity names in the rows. I've got this as a customer database. So this is a small little customer database, 10 customers across about about 18 or 22 months of data. But can you see now I forgot to actually do that number, so it's difficult to read. So if you right click on it, this is much faster, number format. You just go to number here, you can just go use the thousand separator and it's much easier. You can obviously also do that by going into this field list and then dropping down this and going to field value and then number formats, but that's a long way. So just right click, number formats right there. Okay, the other one, very frustrating, get these pop-up messages. You'll see there everywhere I go over, it gives you this pop-up message, which is just a little bit of info of the of the underlying information. So I just right click, go to pivot table options. Near at the bottom it says in your display there it says show contextual tooltips. Just take that off. Okay, and there it's gone now. Now another thing also is, if you make this nice and you say I want to neaten this up and I hit refresh, um, refresh, it actually pops back into that kind of like its own uh, column width, etc. So you can also address that. Just click in the pivot, right click in it, pivot table options, and here at the bottom auto fit column widths on update. All right, now if I do that again, let's make it that. I'm gonna just click in it, right click, refresh, and it keeps whatever I've formatted as. And it's important because when we do reporting, we obviously know what we want and the way to structure it. Sometimes it's nice to have auto fit, but usually when you get to a point where you want to, have a official report or something that's repetitive, you want to use every month. You actually don't want it to have its own head. You want to structure it and get something nice and neat. All right, guys, those are three little quick tips just on how to work with your pivots and make it a little bit more efficient and also creating or eliminating some of those little frustrations in it. Okay, guys, have a good one. Bye.